Hey everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. It has been a while since I've sat here and filmed at home in front of this wall, but I'm really excited because although I'm not going on any trips right now, or for the next couple of months, to be honest, I ebb and flow in life with more traveling versus less. And I started a new role as well lately, so I've been like more focused on just the career side of things and being home. But this is my favorite time of year to book travel. There are multiple sales going on for different companies. I've talked a little bit about the EF Ultimate Break Black Friday sale that's going on right now in a recent short, YouTube short, or even TikTok video. And I wanted to go more in depth about the sale that Contiki is doing because I also love to travel with Contiki. They are very similar to EF Ultimate Break, the kind of like you book a tour. It is for young people between the ages of 18 to 35. Most people go by themselves. You go and make friends and travel the world together. You don't wait on other people and all of that. So I wanted to talk to you about Contiki because it's been a while since I've talked about Contiki, and I also really love them. I also love that they do have more options for places you can go to. So there are a couple of trips that I'm eyeing that I'll mention later that I really want to do with Contiki that EF Ultimate Break doesn't offer, but it's also just nice to have different companies to travel with and different experiences. And I love all the different ones that I've worked with and traveled with for different reasons. So let's get into the sale that Contiki is having right now. I have notes on my phone because I didn't want to miss anything. So that's why I'm going to be looking down below, but I wanted to go over Contiki, specifically this sale that's coming up, but also Contiki in general, and some like tips and good things to know before going on your first Contiki trip. So right now, Contiki is having their biggest ever cyber deal sale going on, and you can save up to 25% off on over 100 different trips. And like I mentioned, one thing I love with Contiki is that they offer more trips to more places. I've been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of the world, so it's getting to the point where I want to have more options of places that I can go to because I want to see places that I haven't been to before, and I love that Contiki offers those destinations, and I'm really excited about them and having the possibility of going to those places. So before I go more into the sale, here's a couple of tips that I like to give for Contiki trips. So the first one is to pack smart. With these kinds of trips, they're very go, go, go. Oftentimes you will only spend like 1 to 3, maybe 4 nights in a destination at a time. So you're really going to be hopping from city to city, oftentimes country to country. And so you need to really think through what you pack. You're going to have to be able to carry what you pack on your own. Yes, there's going to typically be a tour bus where you can throw your luggage and whatnot underneath the bus and then bring like personal belongings, smaller items up on the bus with you. But you need to be able to take your stuff from the hotel to the bus, and sometimes there might be some like longer in between. Maybe say you have to take like a little ferry somewhere where the bus can't come. You need to basically be able to carry your stuff on your own, so do not overpack. And also know that you're going to be going from place to place very quickly often, so being able to unpack and repack or just live out of your suitcase comfortably, and just be very strategic about it. And I have a hard time with this, but less is more. Really look at the climate that you're going to, the type of destination you're going to, the time of year, and really know that layers are your best friend. Maybe have like a color scheme or something where you can really mix and match different things depending on your mood or where you're going. Like for example, when I've done safari trips in the past, a lot of people had like a green, burnt orange, tan kind of scheme for the safari. So try to think ahead of time with what you want to pack. Next is get ready to meet new friends. Whether I go on a trip with Contiki by myself or with a friend, I've done both and recommend both. I say you will make new friends no matter what. And oftentimes it's easier to make new friends if you're going on a trip by yourself, because then you can't just like use your friend that you already know as kind of like a comfort space. But by going by yourself, you'll be pushed out of your comfort zone to make those new friends and I've made a lot of really good friends. And also, it's no secret that a lot of Contiki trips will have a lot of Australians in it, but that's one nice thing about Contiki, is that there will be people from all over the world. You really get to travel the world with a mix of Americans, Canadians, a lot of Australians, and just Europeans in general. I actually went on a Contiki trip to Russia and Scandinavia a couple of years ago, and I made a lot of friends with the Australians on my trip. And so later, when I ended up doing a working holiday visa in Australia, I got to, because I went and did that on my own, but it was really nice to have Australian friends already, so I got to meet up with them while doing that. One of them also did a trip to New York, and I was going to school in DC at the time. So I went up to New York and got to hang out with her for the weekend. So it's just really cool to be able to meet people. It's really a global experience where you get to meet friends from different parts of the world, and then when you happen to be or plan ahead to meet up with them, you can then hang out. Like, I didn't know that I would go on a trip with Contiki to Scandinavia and Russia, make friends with Australians, hang out with them in Australia, hang out with them in New York City in the US, and it's just really cool. And that's one of my favorite parts about these types of trips, is that you get to make friends and it's kind of built into the program. Another thing I love about these trips is that I don't have to plan much. There's a good amount of balance between having free time to do what you want to do and fit that in, but then also having like the basics or like the must-sees of wherever you're going, and knowing that you're going to have a tour and see those places. And so there's going to be like a general itinerary, and then from there you can build it out and do what you want to do in the free time, but also be prepared to be flexible as well. And sometimes there are changes as things happen, but in general it's really nice to have that part structure where you know like what cities you'll be in and where, and the hotels are taken care of for you and the flights are taken care of for you. And you know you're gonna see like the tour of the main places to see, and then you're also with the same people the whole time, but then you have that flexibility as well for that free time to do what you would like to do. So now let's go into the specific sale that I'm really excited about. Again, it is up to 25% off on over 100 different trips. So there's so many different options to choose from, whether you're wanting a beach getaway, to go to a really well-known city, to go somewhere for the architecture and the history and the museums. Like really, there's so many options, and there's gonna be something for everyone and any need that is on sale. If you need some tips on some trips to choose from, since it can be overwhelming the amount of trips that are on sale, here are some fan favorites. So some classics that people love is the Greek island hopping tour, the Thai island hopping west, and also the unforgettable European discovery trip as well. So these are all iconic for their own reasons. People love to go to Greece to be able to just take in the beautiful natural sights and party and be on the beaches. Thailand is also similar, but with a very different vibe, but still beautiful. I've never been to Thailand. I really want to go to Thailand, by the way. And then European discovery is a great way to discover Europe, especially if you've never been, or discover new parts of Europe, depending on where you've been and where this tour is going. But those are just some fan favorites. Also, there are new and exciting destinations as well. So you've got the ancient wonders. There's also the Albania trip where you get to discover hidden gems. That one I'm particularly excited about because I've never been to Albania, and that's probably like my second top, maybe third top trip that I want to do with Contiki. I'll name the others in a second. And then there's also the thrilling Lima to Machu Picchu road trip. So road tripping around Machu Picchu, that is incredible. There's also 32 strategic destinations where Contiki has added new hotspots in places such as Costa Rica and New Zealand. That is perfect for adventure seekers as well. So in addition to Albania, my #1 trip with Contiki is I really want to do the Georgia trip, not the state in the US, the country. There's a country in Europe called Georgia, and I've never been, but because of like the Soviet Union, like a lot of the places under the Soviet Union, such as Georgia and where my family's from, which is not Georgia, it is Belarus, but there's a lot of overlap and similarities, but also still a lot of differences. So I love to go to Georgia. I've gotten to eat their cuisine because I've been able to go to some Georgian restaurants in the States, and I love Georgian food. If you have a chance to try Georgian food, it is so good. I very much recommend it. Khachapuri, which is cheesy bread. Every friend of mine that's tried it, absolutely obsessed. It's like pizza, but so much better. And then also krinkari, or any of their dumplings. Dumplings is my favorite food, no matter what culture. And I love that so many different cultures have adopted or have, like, from their roots, dumplings as part of their traditional cuisine. And Georgia's no exception. There's a couple of options and I absolutely love them. So with this sale, you have an option to explore 6 continents. I'm assuming the one that you can't is Antarctica, which is understandable because that's a whole other beast. And usually places that go to Antarctica are specific to like the Arctic regions. But you get to explore all of the 6 like major human inhabited continents with Contiki. So you can really just picture yourself like roaming the markets in Asia, or cruising the coastlines of Europe, or checking out the wildlife in Africa. You can choose any of the options from this sale, which is just very exciting. So if you're wanting to book a trip, I would definitely check out the site, do a little stroll, see what you like. The different trips on the site have different like amounts or percentages of sales going on, so see what options you have available. And there are limited spots, by the way, so I always like to book out ahead during this time of year. I may have gotten a trip through another company, but it's just very exciting. I'm excited, but I also am like highly looking into getting a trip with Contiki. So this is my favorite time to book, and all my travel friends' favorite times to book, because it is the best time of year to get a trip. I'm not kidding. So definitely look and see, especially because spots are limited. I'm so excited, and also I'm really excited because I am partnering with Contiki, and I do have a link and code for $100 off your Contiki trip down below. And I'm so excited to partner with Contiki because I genuinely love the brand. This is a new partnership, and I've done a handful of Contiki trips before I ever knew they had partnerships. So I'm a genuine happy repeat customer of Contiki. I've done their Scandinavian Russia tour, which I'm assuming is not happening currently because of the state of the world right now, unfortunately, but I've done that tour, which was incredible. I've also done their Egypt trip, which was incredible, and I highly recommend certain destinations like Egypt that might not be safe to travel on your own, especially as a female, to book with a tour company, and I felt very safe with Contiki. I've also booked Israel and Jordan with Contiki. I feel like a lot of Contiki trips I can't do now because of the state of the world, unfortunately. So that's another reason to travel, is that you get to go to places and you don't know like what the future is, unfortunately, and it's not a guarantee you can go to some of these destinations in the future for hopefully only like a small time period, but like you never know. So if there's somewhere that you really want to go to, definitely check it out. But those 3 trips by themselves I've done with Contiki, I absolutely loved and would recommend, and I've done a couple more of them as well, but I really love it. I've not had a bad experience with them. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you're thinking of any particular trips, let me know down below. I'm so excited. Again, the ones I'm eyeing is Georgia, Albania. I don't think I mentioned the 3rd one actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but I've shockingly never been to Singapore, and that's like my top destination that I want to go to. And Contiki has a trip to Singapore. There's multiple options to Singapore, so that is another one that I really want to do, preferably with Malaysia. That would be cool, since it's like right there. But yeah, those are my top 3 choices. Let me know what yours are. And I am interrupting my normal EF Ultimate Break Brazil and Argentina content by posting this video, but I wanted to get this up for Black Friday for you all. So next week I will post the rest, which is only like the last bit, unfortunately, of my Brazil and Argentina trip with EF Ultimate Break. But it was so much fun. I loved it. And it just makes me so much more excited when I'm looking back at content and editing it for you all, and knowing that I'm booking and looking to book for future trips, and it just gets me so excited. So thank you all so much. Have great holidays, and I hope to see you in a future video of mine, and talk to you later. Bye.